Hey traders, Shane from GMT Futures and FX. Welcome back. I'm going to take you through one of our continuation 50 trades. What I want to do today is basically walk you through a continuation 50 short setup, and we're going to discuss the ways in which you can take these trades in relation to your entry and what we're looking for in relation to reward to risk. So, for us to get a trade of this nature, we need to see a breakthrough of the 200 period moving average, and there needs to be a minimum move. So depending on how you've got your settings, obviously that will determine where you're going to take an entry. But the minimum move through the 50 period moving average, typically for crude oil, the minimum move would be 50 points or better. So you can see here that we've just pushed through this 200 period moving average. You can see that also, if we draw the line here, we've got 67 or more than 67 points there. It's almost 68 points there as far as the move, and that establishes that minimum move before we look at taking a continuation trade, because we want to establish that there's actually a new trend forming. So we also have the 20, the 50, and the 200 stacking up nicely. We've pushed through our VWAP, which is our value line, and you can see there that we get a bit of a push back to that resistance level. Now, the other thing that you'll see here is we're on our MACD BB, we're down below that zero line. So we're well below the zero line, and we're actually below that 40 points, that 40 mark on our MACD BB, which is our indicator that we've got a good strength there. Our red dots are outside of the Bollinger Bands, getting a little bit of a squeeze down here, which pushes back to that pushes back to the 50, which is what we want to see. What we want to see is a push back to the 50 and a rejection point. So that rejection point needs to be a Renko turn bar, which we've got there. That's our Renko turn bar, and that sets up our nice continuation 50 short. Now, the other thing ideally we want to see there is if we want to be less aggressive, is we want to see resistance present a little bit higher. You can see there, comes in about 8 bars after. Ideally, we'd like to see it set up right on that turn bar, and it doesn't. But if we're looking for the perfect setup, sometimes we're not going to get that. So depending on what you've got your parameters or your automated settings set for, but this is definitely a continuation 50 short setup, slightly more aggressive than the standard conservative short setup, but I'm just walking you through how we would get into the trade and what we're looking for as part of our reward to risk. So remember that anytime we're taking a continuation trade, there's an opportunity for us there to have a very small risk and potentially a really good reward. So we're looking for basically 2 to 1 or better. So option 1, we're going to talk about option 1 today, which is our 2 to 1 reward to risk. So if we're setting up on the entry there is at 45.36. So our stop is going to be the high of that candle, which is 45.56. So what happens here is at 45.56, now we would probably have that 1 or 2 ticks higher. So we wouldn't necessarily have it as a straight 20 tick stop. We'd probably have it at 22, just to give yourself a little bit of room, because if we double top that, it's possibly going to hit that same level and then go again if that potentially happens, if it retests. So we don't want to get caught out just on a touch of that previous swing high. So a couple of points above is perfect for our stop. So ideally we're looking for a target of 40 to 42 points as far as or 44 points as our target, because we're looking for 2 to 1, risking 1 and looking for 2 times the risk. The move here, this initial move before we get another turn bar or another swing in the opposite direction, we've got 44 points there. So we've basically easily covered that move off. It actually moves down quite nicely, and the total move on that is 73. But we're only interested in 44 because remember we're looking for 2 to 1 on our reward to risk. So that basically qualifies for our 2 to 1 on a continuation 50 trade. And what I'm going to do is in the next videos is I'm going to talk you through the different options you've got when you enter the trade. So you don't obviously only have option 1, which is a 2 to 1 reward to risk. We can look for our option 3, which is our 3-to-1 reward to risk, or option 2, which is pyramiding into the trade with multiple lots. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about pyramiding into the trade and what are the advantages of potentially doing that if you've got a smaller account, or if you're looking to really increase your reward to risk and obviously your profit and your profitability, particularly on some of these days where the market moves quite aggressively and we get into that sustained trend. So thank you for your time. Have a fantastic day, and I look forward to catching you on the next update. Cheers.